I hope whoever's watching this video, that this video came across just at the right time and it's exactly what you need to hear. Because the main reason why you're not where you are in life, why you're not successful, is usually not for a lack of trying. And this is something that I can attest to myself. I was always the hardest worker, but I always had the least to show for it. I couldn't understand why. I'd always blame external factors, come up with excuses for why something's not gone my way, It'd never be my fault, things like that. I want to talk about today, the one thing that changed, that really just started to make things happen easily. Because this game of life is only as hard as you make it. Seriously, the game of life is only as hard as you make it. We all create our own reality, so what reality do you want to create? One where it's difficult, it's a struggle, and you work the hardest and never see anything back? Or one where you still work hard, but you get 10x what you would previously? Now, the first thing you need to do is increase your faith, because with faith comes trust. Trust in whatever you want to call it, however you want to frame it, as God, the universe, whatever it may be, right? By having that faith and knowing that everything's going to be taken care of, it doesn't matter about what's happening, how hard you're working, for example, because you just know that the outcome's going to be the same. I really do feel like the universe gives you exactly what you deserve always. So if you are working hard and the outcome's zero, you still have no money, you still have none of the success or whatever it is that you're after, I feel like because you have that uncertain feeling, because you have so much doubt inside yourself, then the universe thinks, well, this person's not grateful of what I'm giving them now, and they're not grateful, or they don't trust me, should I say, to give it them in the future. So why am I ever going to give it them? And I believe that's what happens. I think that's why, one of the reasons why the people who work the hardest don't always win and succeed. I think another reason why is because a lot of the people who work incredibly hard are forcing it. And what I mean by that is, if you think of life like a stream, like a river, and you're a rowing boat, you can either go up the stream and fight against the current, or you can go down the stream and let the current take you. And for the people who try so hard but never see any of their efforts pay off, this is why, is because you're trying to force things and you're not at one with life. You're not just flowing in the motions and letting things come naturally. You're trying to force everything. You're trying to, you're only putting in those hours because you're frustrated. Those hours you're putting in, you're not happy doing it. You're pissed off, you're frustrated, you don't think it's going to pay off, you're doubtful, and all that manifests into reality. So we have a lack of faith, trying too hard and forcing it. And the third thing we have is a lack of knowledge. Think of success, right, like an equation. Proper knowledge times by consistent action equals success. Right, mate? So for the people who work the hardest but never see their results come off, you have the constant action. But the problem is that action is going in the wrong place. Because your knowledge, the thing that you're doing, whether it be a skill, maybe you're doing high ticket sales and you make the most calls but nothing comes off, is because you don't actually have the knowledge of how to do the closing, for example. So how can you change that? Well, if you just spent less of your time actually working on the task and more time working smarter, and what I mean by that is finding the person in your niche or industry, or any person who you can look up to and be and learn from. The amount of free YouTube videos out there right now, it's almost impossible to do something wrong. Like literally, if you want to run the most intricate funnel or ad campaign, bro, there's someone who's made a YouTube video on how to do it. Yeah, you might not get it perfect first time, but then that's why you test and you then get it right the second or third time. It's so difficult nowadays to do something wrong that I can't believe there's people still making the wrong moves. It's honestly just, it's all the things that we spoke about. It's the lack of faith, it's the trying too hard, and it's the lack of knowledge. So in this life, right, especially with how fortunate we are today to have access to so much information, if you are not succeeding right now, you have no one to blame but yourself. And the reason why I can speak on this topic is because this was exactly me. Before I started making money online, I had a job as a Before I started making money online, I had a 9-to-5 job as an estate agent. I was then also delivering food as a driver from 6 till 12, and then I also had a little side business where I was just selling designer clothes. So I had those 3 gigs going on, and it's how I made like my first, I think I hit like a 7k month, which was incredible, right? But I was working, no joke, like 100 hours a week, and that's just ridiculous. The amount of expenses I had from like petrol and gas was through the roof, and I wasn't even like profiting like as much as I should have been for 100 hours. It was crazy. Like when you actually figured out the amount I got per hour, it was just fucking brokey shit. So that's why I actually know what it's like to be working so hard and not see the fruits of your labor. So to actually get yourself out of this rut of having to try so hard and never have anything to show for it, it's very simple, right? To fix your faith, you need to stop thinking about the journey. This is also like manifestation and metaphysics, right? Stop thinking about how you're going to get there and instead focus on the destination, okay? It doesn't matter that it's going to take all this work or all this strategy and thinking to get you where you need to go, okay? What matters is that you are going to get there. So stop thinking about the journey and focus on the destination. Fill your subconscious mind with the happy thoughts and the happy feelings that you're going to have when you reach the destination. That in itself is a form of faith, because you're saying to God, I trust you to take me on the journey because I know you're going to take me to the destination. There you go, your faith is now sorted. The second thing is, so next we've got forcing it and trying too hard. This one is incredibly simple. The second you get too much pushback and resistance and too much of a fight and struggle from doing the thing you are doing, you need to stop. Now that doesn't mean at the first instance you hit a roadblock, you give up. As long as you can see the light at the end of the tunnel and know you're on your way there, carry on going, don't stop. But when you're in a tunnel and you do not see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you've been walking through that tunnel now for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're still nowhere, and every day is painful and hard and difficult, and you've seen no progress, then it probably suggests that you're never going to see any progress. And I don't mean that to be cynical, right? But it's like, even when I was starting this business and I was going through my struggles, as every business owner should do in the beginning, I could always see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe that was because I had the first point, I had the faith, so I was focusing on the destination, and all these points do tie into each other. And that moves me on nicely to the third and final point. And the third and final point, boys, the knowledge. Really, more than ever today, every single question you could possibly have is on YouTube. No matter what business you guys are going to start, there's at least 10 free courses that are all like an hour long from different creators who have all been successful in that niche industry and area. And that is all you need to at least make a start. And the rest of the learning you will make on the job, okay? So, guys, if you're one of the people that feel like your efforts never get rewarded and nothing ever works out for you, I hope this video has given you something that you can sort of take away and improve your life. And look, if you do actually want to speak to me personally, just DM me on Instagram. Make sure you are following me. I don't reply to my DMs if you're not following. So yeah, hit me up on Instagram. And bro, this game's fucking easy, guys. We're playing GTA, right? And some of you could have all the cheat codes. It's like on San Andreas when you get the jetpack with the cheat code. It's like, look, I've got the jetpack with the cheat code. Like, I'll give you guys the jetpack as well. I'm not selfish. The game's easy, guys. You just need to know the manual and what buttons to click. So hopefully, this video has let you know what buttons to click. But peace out, guys. Zidane over and out.